Hello, welcome back to Turdtowns, the channel that brings you the lesser known places in the UK, for good, but usually for bad reasons. Today it's going to be something a little bit different as we deliver you the most minuscule log possible of the smallest city in the UK, as we're up in Pembrokeshire Wales. We need to find out if this city is as incredible as people say it is, or if it's overhyped. Before we start the video, please like, share and subscribe to help Turdtowns thrive. The focus of today's video is St David's, which is located in Wales. Wales is not England for anyone not in the UK, and it is in the county of Pembrokeshire, the extreme southwest of Wales on its own peninsula. It's actually in a national park, the Pembrokeshire Coast National Park. That's not a well-known one. I didn't even know this until researching for this video. St David's is a city, yet it somehow only has a population of about 1,700. This makes it the smallest city in the UK for its urban area size of 0.23 squared miles, and for its population. But interesting fact, it's not the smallest city in the UK by boundary size, as the City of London is smaller. The nearby island of Ramsey plus others are accounted as part of St David's, which in my opinion is pretty stupid, and therefore, don't listen to what anyone says. St David's is the smallest city in the UK. Town planners can do one. What defines a place being a city has changed several times over the years in England. But back in the 1600s, St David's was awarded city status as it had a cathedral. Them's the rules. But then the Welsh government moved the goalposts in the late 1800s and city status was taken away, only for it to be given back again in 1994 by the Queen due to the important Christian heritage here. Her say was final. St David's was once again a city. Yeah, lots of religious stuff going on here. In fact, the city was named after Saint David. It was rumoured he used to lodge in a room above the Farmer's Arms. This man is a hero to the Welsh people. Other famous people to visit St David's were William the Conqueror, King Henry II, and Henry VII's old man is buried here. Due to all these famous faces turning up, it became a famous spot for religious pilgrimages. Probably why I always found it so boring coming here as a kid. Now that I'm older, I can appreciate the architecture of the ancient religious buildings more, and they aren't just a pile of stupid rocks. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. It is an absolute trek getting here. You really feel like you're driving into the middle of nowhere. It takes around an hour to get here from Pembroke, and that's if you're lucky. Caravans and 20-mile-an-hour speed limits will have you ripping your grey hairs out. Yes, Wales has changed a lot of its 30-mile-an-hour roads into 20-mile-an-hour roads. I expect England to follow suit with that soon. But for now, driving here is not fun. You have to be committed to your visit to St David's. It certainly feels more rugged and real around here than other parts of Pembrokeshire. Only the hardcore tourists make it this far on the map. When you do finally arrive at St David's, you're ushered into a car park, which you must pay for, and then you head out of the car park and you're greeted by a giant tourist information centre, probably designed to fleece visitors of their hard-earned pensions. This used to be an art gallery, maybe it still is. It was once described as really boring by a St David's councillor, who demanded it be changed as the building cost millions of pounds to build, and it was a waste of money. That sure doesn't entice me to check it out, so I didn't. I chose to go around the information centre as it is not mandatory, and I was in a bad mood and didn't want to talk to anyone. It was at this point I realised that I hadn't seen a single person younger than me. Religion is the biggest part of this city, and religion isn't very popular with the younger generation. Looking around, I bet the dating game here is weak. That is unless you're into wife swapping, or perhaps grandma swapping in St David's case. I believe my findings in this video can be backed up by the fact that 34.2% of people living in St David's are over the age of 65. I'm sure there's worse places to enjoy your retirement. Pretty quickly it became clear that it's nicer here than the majority of the hellholes that I have to visit. The buildings were looking clean and well maintained, and there was no smashed up Wilkinson store, no boarded up Debenhams, and not a single vape shop. Can you imagine living here? I'm not sure how the people cope without those things. It must be like living in a third world country. What else became clear? That it was going to be another one of those places set on the side of a steep hill. The main city square area is nice, but I don't think it contained much other than cafes and gift shops. The type of shops you find in all the touristy places. I often wonder who buys this stuff. In St David's, 20% of homes here are second homes or holiday lets, which means when winter hits, this place is dead and extremely depressing. They are trying to counter that here by introducing triple council tax on second homes, a new system which is a first. It will either work, or you'll find that prices of a UK staycation in St David's triple for you. It's actually worse in other parts of Pembrokeshire where up to 60% of some villages are second homes like Solva or Littlehaven. In St David's, the average house price is $350,000, way above the Pembrokeshire average of— Locals have no chance. In fact, it's very expensive for Wales in general. They are building even more new homes here, which proves that nowhere is immune to this. Builders are looking to cash in. But at least you'll be living in a crime-free area where you can leave your door unlocked at night. The main selling point of St David's is what's nearby. Not a lot. No, I'm kidding. If you're an outdoorsy type, you'll be okay here. The nearby White Sands beach is supposed to have the best surfing in Pembrokeshire, but if you don't like the outdoors, you might go a bit stir-crazy. St David's is so small that it does not have its own train station, and it's only served by 8 buses each way a day, but at least you can get a bus to Fishguard, and then a ferry to Ireland in 3.5 hours. I often wonder if people from Pembrokeshire visit Ireland for a day out. Let me know down in the comments if you're from Pembrokeshire and it's something that you do. And honestly, I don't see what the big deal is with St David's. It's nice enough alright, but it's also incredibly boring and isolated. It's not even on the sea, although the sea is a couple of miles away. If you're going to be living in Pembrokeshire, you want to be by the sea surely. That's what the big attraction is, right? Well, not so in St David's case, because in St David's case, the big attraction is the cathedral. And yeah, it's pretty stunning. It's right at the bottom of a steep hill, so it makes the grounds feel unique. My main thoughts when looking at this thing was how they managed to build things this incredible in the 1100s, yet in 2023, they can't finish making a damn path through Yeovil High Street. Not everything is progress. Next to the cathedral is the Bishop's Palace, which is just a pile of stupid rocks that cost a fiver to look around. There's also a nice stream here. The dogs were the happiest faces I saw all day. Then it's right back up the steep hill as you contemplate just how boring St David's is. Gormless tourists hang out in the city square posing for photos on Instagram that nobody could possibly be impressed by. Then they head off for a vanilla latte with soy milk as they question how worthless their lives have become. It's either that or hiker types scrambling and panting all over the city. A quick look on TripAdvisor shows that there are not many attractions in the immediate area except a bug farm, which again isn't very exciting. Ultimately, St David's feels like a well looked after village. There's over 200 listed buildings and some stunning places nearby. But then again, most of this county is stunning. So in my opinion, it's not worth the long drive here. There just isn't enough to hold your attention, unless you're on some sort of religious pilgrimage. If you're based a bit nearer, then go for it, but this is not a fun drive and it will take forever to reach St David's. Other than the cathedral, the only draw in coming here is that you can say that you visited the UK's smallest city, and who's that meant to impress? If you aren't interested in religion, I would probably give this one a miss, it's just not very exciting. The only thing to get your pulse racing is to climb up the hill at the end. As far as a day out goes, I'm sure there'll be people in the comments section who disagree with me. Maybe if you're a certain age bracket you'll like it here. But I do not recommend St David's if you've got kids. They aren't going to thank you for it. That is unless you have problems putting them to sleep. Kids just aren't interested in architecture and rock formations or how religion shaped this country. Now obviously this is all down to my personal preference, but in my opinion the smallest city is not the greatest city in the UK, and other than looking like a large well-maintained village, it doesn't have a whole lot going for it, other than being in one of the most rugged parts of Wales. But don't get me wrong, this is in no shape a turd town. I just don't think it's the greatest place for someone younger to live. No crime, stunning scenery and lots of nice outdoorsy things to do. People here would have a good quality of life. Turdtowns is still in Wales, and I never expected to cover so much of this country on this channel, but for some reason I find Wales the most interesting place to film at. Expect some more content along those lines coming in the next few weeks. Let me know down in the comments where you think we should visit next, and don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe to help Turdtowns thrive.